Hi, welcome to Chili's. Hi, I'm Ashley. I've not done this before, can you tell? I'm very nervous. But I'm going to be making a Pierced Cider collaboration bread today, which is very exciting. It's going to be an apple cinnamon swirl braided sandwich loaf. Oof, lots of words. But they were kind enough to donate some cider for the cause, so I'm excited to try it and say what it's all about. It's going to be fun. So ciders are made with apples. That's the base. You know, it's going to be one of those things where it's on the sweeter side, but some ciders are really dry, kind of like wine. So this one is going to be on the sweeter side. It's actually not fermented all the way. It's kind of like the base for what they use their ciders for, because they've got like all kinds of stuff. They got blackberry cider. They just did a caramel apple cider, and I'm incredibly jealous because I haven't tried it yet. But this one I get to be drinking today. I'm excited. It's like a 8%er, which is great because, you know, we want to make sure we're good and liquored up before we start baking and working with hot things. Very important. But this is a really lovely base. It's going to be a little bit on the harder side, so it's like it's got a alcohol bite, but not too bad. Very apple forward. I'm really excited to use it. Yeah, so got my leaven over here. The leaven is kind of like what gets the yeast kick-started. Everything that I make is made with a base of Boris. And Boris is my lovely sourdough starter. He's fabulous. He's my baby and I love him. But the leaven is a 1/4 cup of cider. It's going to be a full cup of all-purpose flour, and then a 1/4 cup of water, and then about 2 to 4 tablespoons of whatever sourdough starter you've got. So I used about 4 because I get excited. I just really wanted it to be super fluffy. So this has been fermenting for like 12 hours. So yeah, it's a very exciting process of just going, all right, that's done. Now to wait 12 hours and hope for the best. But now we get to make the dough, and that's gonna be more fun. So this recipe, I've kind of modified from the King Arthur flour. Well, King Arthur flour. I don't know, not a sponsor. I'm not sure if that's okay or not. Unless you want to sponsor me, hey, if you're watching this, give me some incentive, I guess you can. Anyway, it's going to be 5 cups of King Arthur all-purpose flour. I didn't pre-measure like they do in those cool little like Instagram videos because I'm lazy. But it's the same amount of work eventually. And I don't know, who has that many bowls just hanging around? I don't have that many bowls that go to my disposal. I ain't like that. So I'm adding 3 cups first because I want to be able to incorporate everything fully. And then I'm also going to add like everything else, all of it. There's so many things to go in here. So to help bump up my sourdough, I'm going to add a little bit of active dry yeast, just like only 2 tablespoons, no, teaspoons. I'm glad I checked. Otherwise I would have been like, just come back and like, after it's fermented, it'd just be like this. So nice. Camera lady's looking at me like, no, why? Alright, and then I'm going to add soy milk because guess what? I didn't let you know immediately, but I usually do. Hi, I'm vegan, and everything I make is vegan. I make sure. It's really important to me. Hi, hello, I'm vegan. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's make some really good bread. So I'm going to add like 6 tablespoons of soy milk. Give or take, like, yeah. You don't want to do like 6 full tablespoons just because it might get a little bit too thick and wet. And then we're going to add some salt, because like my personality, I need it salty. Like 2.5 tablespoons. Why do I keep saying tablespoons? Teaspoons. That's this thing. 1. 2. I have a half one over here. Yay! So exciting. Right, so now we got our salt, we have soy milk, we have some of the flour, we have the dry yeast. Since this is a sandwich loaf and it's a sweet sandwich loaf, I want to make it sweet. So I'm going to add some sugar. I think it's going to be like 1/4 cup of sugar. I wrote it down. I made this recipe. I don't know why I don't even remember my own damn recipe. Yeah, 1/4 cup of sugar. Check out over here. I probably should, you know, I should keep that on so that I don't like, because I can't fit this thing in. Measure it properly. But who does that? Who measures properly? It's not important. It's very important. Alright, so we got our sugar in there. Now, one thing I like to do for especially like desserty loaves like this is I add a little bit of whole wheat flour, not a lot, because you don't want it to be too sticky and too thick with like 5 C's. So I'm going to add just 1/4 cup of whole wheat flour. Give it a little bit more strength, a little bit more chew, so you can gnaw on it like an animal. And let's see if I'm forgetting something, because I feel like I am. So we got our soy milk, we got our sugar, we got our salt, we got our yeast. We need some butter, and I only use vegan butter, so it's actually going to be like vegetable oil based, but shedding is fine. You never know. Okay. So we're only going to be using like 1/4 cup of butter, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. I mean, this is making 2 loaves. It's fine. I don't even remember. 1, 2, 3. So 1/4 cup of butter, because everyone needs some more fat in their lives. It's important. It's soul food. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, now I need some water. I ended up going with 1.5 cups of water because why not? I'm gonna add a little bit of a splash of cider work. Perfect. Alright, and remember I only put in 3 cups of my flour so far. So I have to add 2 more at some point. I'm breaking up the butter right now while I'm like thinking about what to talk about with the cider somewhere. Because the cider, like, I don't know, it's ridiculously good. I'm not, so, you know, this is all called beer breads, and like artists get it real quick. But I'm mostly a beer person. Like, I used to be a brewer, and like, I still make my own beer. So cider really wasn't my thing until I tried Pierced Cider. Like, it's just ridiculously good. Like, I used to not really like ciders. You know, I'm not experienced in that. But the main thing I didn't like about it was that it was either overbearingly sweet or it was like sticky. But her cider, I swear, is like, it's so fresh and it tastes exactly like the apples that she uses. And if like she's using a treatment or she's doing anything, like there was a cherry cider that she had on, oh my lord. It was like sour and tart and sweet and fabulous. I loved it. Oh yeah, there was a jalapeno one. Camera lady just reminded me. Ah, it was so good. Like, who thinks to put jalapeno in cider? I don't even know. Like, she's fabulous. But like, this base is ridiculous, and I love being able to use it for this because it's gonna make it so much more fluffy. A lot of the things with cider, especially hard cider, is that it doesn't have a whole lot of residual sugars left most of the time, believe it or not. But this helps my yeast ferment better. So as it was sitting and absorbing all of it, it was taking on some of that apple flavor as well. So I'm really excited to see how all this turns out. Because, spoiler alert, I actually haven't tried this in its entirety yet. I did a trial run, but like not really. Alright, so I'm mixing it around right now because that's what I do. I don't like using a mixer because most of the stuff I do, I try to do by feel, which is, you know, very accurate and very repeatable, let me tell you. But the reason why I do that is because dough is very finicky. Dough is one of those things where, like, if it doesn't feel right, like, even worse, like, if I'm in a bad mood and I'm trying to bake, like, it just doesn't turn out right. It's really important to do techniques, of course, and it's important to, like, have a general idea of what you're doing, but in all reality, like, it's baking. Have fun. Like, chill. And as long as it feels right and it, like, you're in a good mood when you do it, it'll probably turn out pretty good. I gotta, like, wash my hands now, and then I'm gonna add the rest of the flour and incorporate it, and then we're gonna let it sit for like an hour and a half. So get excited. I'm gonna monologue the whole time about that one time when I ran into this really drunk lady, and, like, we just chit-chatted for hours, and it's just great, let me tell you. More flour. I use so much flour. Every time I go and buy flour, people ask me, they're just kind of like, why are you buying so much flour? Are you baking something? I'm like, yes, always. Why do you ask? And then they just act like I'm weird, and then they don't talk to me anymore. I don't know why. It's weird. So I'm just incorporating the rest of this bad boy. Wow. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot vegetable oil. A big thing about sandwich loaves, well, dessert sandwich loaves in this case, is that you want to have it rise in an oiled pan, or bowl rather, just because it helps reduce surface tension. At least I think it does. Honestly, I don't really know why, but it always turns out better because it doesn't stick to the bowl as much. And I can only imagine that, like, I don't know, if I was yeast and I was working really hard trying to absorb all of this and eat everything, I would appreciate a little more surface, or a little less surface tension. It would make me feel a lot happier. So that's how I do it. That's how I do most things. Like, oh, this yeast seems like it would really like this. If I was a colony of millions upon billions of lactobacillus and, like, Saccharomyces, I'd probably want that. Then again, I'm a human, not a sentient form of all these things. So yeah, now that we've got this, I'm gonna knead it just a little bit. Incorporate all the rest of the flour. Take it out. Dump it out. Let's get this party started. It smells like cider. It just, like, not to just shove your face. It smells really good. Cider. It's gonna be all sour from everything. Oh, so excited. That was way more oil than I needed, but it's not gonna go into a loaf itself, so it's okay. Oil in this bowl, making sure it's all good. Alright, so now we're gonna let this rise and chill out for like an hour and a half-ish, give or take. And then we'll be back to do some fun peeling. This bad boy is double in size, and he's so excited right now. So what I did in the meantime was I caramelized some apples, and I melted down some butter, some cinnamon, some sugar, and I made a apple cinnamon sugar butter cake. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this loaf here, and we're gonna knead it because it's really kneady. And then we're gonna divide it in half because this whole recipe makes 2 loaves. This loaf is 2 loaves. Notice how I'm like not cleaning off my workspace? It's because it's a cinnamon sugar loaf. It's like a gigantic braided cinnamon roll. Like nobody's expecting that to be like nice and neat. And if anyone is expecting it to be nice and neat, like where have you been? Cinnamon rolls are like supposed to be messy. So that's my inspiration for this. Also, if you're wondering where the cider went, I chugged it and it was great. And I'm feeling really great. Good time to be using a knife, you know. So you're gonna divide the dough in half and eventually, goodness, a pastry scraper is better for this, but I don't have one. So now we're gonna take 1/2, knead that out, pretend that it's had a really hard day at work. It's been fermenting for like what? 14 hours, 15 hours, something like that. It's had a hard day. And like knead it out, work out all the nuts. And you're gonna roll it into a little bit of a log, like so. And divide it into 3 equal-ish kind of pieces. Do your best, I believe in you. Because that's what I'm telling myself. So yeah, that drunk lady I was gonna tell you all about during the whole fermentation process. Yeah. I'm not actually going to because I lied, the drunk lady is me. I'm the one I was going to talk about, so I'll just tell you about myself. Hi, I'm Ashley. I bake. And I like to drink. Yeah, that's about it. So, now that you know all about me, we're going to spread out these 3 pieces like little pancakes. They're going to want to go back together. That's okay. Let the band go back together, you know? Like, no problem. Who is it that goes with the Jonas Brothers? I don't keep up with these things. I try. The Jonas Brothers. Yeah. She's shaking her head at me like, no, they didn't pick up. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they did. I am. I'm like 13. So, I'm gonna take some of this cinnamon apple and I'm just gonna go a handful and then just like shove it in there, you know? Massage it in. Tell it that it deserves this after such hard work. Deserve it. And make sure it's not into that because anywho. Now you're gonna roll all of this cinnamon and sugar goodness into it, kind of like exactly like a cinnamon roll, like I was talking about before. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Not a sponsor. And I don't have the rights to that, so I keep rolling-ish down the hill like Jeff and Joe. It's a new song. Man, that cider is really strong. Anyway, I'm gonna roll these, roll them up, and then you're gonna try to make them into log-ish bits. Kind of. Because we're gonna try and braid it. It's gonna be fun. So you roll it into like little snakes or like inappropriate body parts if you're into that. And you're gonna pinch together one side as best as you can. Up. And then you're gonna braid the dough. If you don't know how to braid, I don't know how to help you. No, it's all falling apart. Don't worry about it. It's a cinnamon apple swirl that you're usually making while like intoxicated. If you're really concerned about technique, listen to the channel. I'm just gonna tell you how to make good food in the channel. So this is how I did it. You're gonna put this bad boy into a parchment-lined baking loaf pan? Loaf pan, that's the word. Just kind of like scoop it and do your best. Because this is going to have to go through another rise session too, so it's all good. It's not going to be perfect. I mean, look at that. It's nowhere near perfect. But it's going to taste so good. You won't even care. And yeah, so when you're done with that, you're going to want to put a wet paper towel on top of it like this. And let it sit for another like 1.5 to 2 hours. And I like putting it in the oven with the oven off, by the way. Please leave it off. And it just kind of makes this little lovely fermentation chamber. Yeah, and then I'm gonna wait like an hour and a half-ish or so, and when I come back I'm gonna be even more drunk. And I'm gonna tell you all about like the time I went water skiing on dolphins. That happened in a dream that I never had. So, back, baked these cinnamon swallows, and it's actually been like a hot minute since I baked them, because, you know, inconsistency in recording is the way to go. Yay, continuity. Oh my god. Flavor-wise, they were absolutely delicious. I love the way the wheat makes it taste like a bit more chewy than just a full-on all-purpose flour. And the cinnamon swirl was so gooey and amazing. I do recommend, if you're going to be baking it, like just kind of anticipate that the bottom will get caramelized with all of the sugar and the butter and the cinnamon. And it's really good, but don't be alarmed if you pull your loaf out and the bottom's all like sticky. Oh, it'd be terrible. No, it's a good thing, trust me. It's like candy on the bottom of the bread. Oh, hell yeah, it sounds good. So yeah, thank you, and if y'all like this, I guess we'll keep doing things. Like, I'm down with that. I'm really awkward in front of the camera, but I love baking, and Boris is doing a good job with everything, so I think he can keep it. So yeah, let me know. And I really don't like it when YouTubers do that smash that like button, but like, I guess like it if you like it, or dislike it if you don't like it, or just like don't watch it. Maybe you can watch and then enjoy it after the fact. Maybe you can put on your watch later list. I don't know. Live your life. We'll bake it later. Bye.